Three, two, one. Happy New Year!
Oh my gosh, it's New Year's
Welcome, everybody.
Day. Welcome.
We're live from Times Square.
Yes.
And it is midnight. That's right. You just caught the last seconds of 2022, and it's now
2023.
I'm Steven.
And I'm Steve.
You're listening to Steven, folks. It is a New Year, Steve.
It is.
Are you ready to jump into something? Because I was going to ask you about your resolution right away.
Ask me about the resolution.
Okay, what is your do you have a resolution? Do you have any actual goals for this year?
You know, I think my unironic goals, we will get into it. It does have to do with reading a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And I think the reason I've fallen short. So originally whenever I first decided I'm going to read because it will make me smarter, maybe I can read my way into a successful life.
Yeah.
I just tried to do one book a month, which was easy because it's like, 2 days left for the month. What's like a 50-page book? Here we go. Boom. My book of the month. Then I wanted to do 2 books a month, and I've never been able to do that. And I finally realized I think the best way to do it is to just like track your reading. So, and I'm not even going to set a number to it.
Some would say if you really want to be smart, you would finish a book every week.
Yes.
But we'll get into that later if you want. But okay, so that's your resolution.
And then I think for this channel, mark my words, to get to, I think, 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year.
And I don't know if you've checked your Farmer's Almanac, but I was looking at mine the other day just because I kind of want to know what's coming up.
Yeah.
And 2023 apparently is the year of the Steve.
Really?
So,
oh my gosh,
kudos to us. We're about to blow up right now.
Wow, that's going to be incredible. Trying to think, any other New Year's resolutions? Build up the podcast. That's really it. That's the other unironic goal.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into news. We've got news. We've got a lot of great news. People have started the year off with a bang, and it is just, it's wonderful. Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead and start off with, I'm going to start with Jordan Peterson because this stuff was happening yesterday. So he tweeted yesterday, breaking, the Ontario College of Psychologists at CP Ontario has demanded that I submit myself to mandatory social media communication retraining with their experts for, among other crimes, retweeting at Pierre Poilievre, he's like the Canadian Trump, and criticizing Justin Trudeau and his political allies. So that's what he thinks. It has nothing to do with this clip of him showing off and describing his Twitter suit.
I should tell you about my suit first. Maybe you care about that. Maybe you don't. The first thing you need to know is these are tiny Elon Musk heads. And this is a Twitter suit. In the lining here, there's a bunch of comments from Twitter about another suit this company made for me. This company is LGFG. And they came to me a couple of months ago and asked me if I wanted them to make me some suits, one for each of the rules from 12 Rules for Life. And they sent a little deck of creative ideas, and they were very creative. And so I thought, well, sure, why not? And so they've been working extremely hard and extremely creatively to make me these crazy suits.
So it has nothing to do with that. Has nothing to do with some of his other tweets that we've dug up recently. I love the one where he's replying to this. He's replying to some guy's tweet. I'm going to pull this up real quick. It's from Robert Reich. Elon Musk and his enablers have turned this website into a torrent of ad hominem attacks and then other stuff. You know, it's dangerous. Jordan Peterson quotes it and says, and it's just getting impossible to find child porn, which that alone is like insane. But he ends it with ... smiley face.
Yeah.
Like that. What does that even mean? What do you mean by that? Child porn. It's like, what do you mean by that?
It's not obvious.
Yeah.
I had to look it up hard for a long time. I couldn't find it.
And the other thing, I did tweet out this little joke here, but if you notice, the College Psychologists of Ontario, it's at CP Ontario. So he probably has to undergo training because he had that tweet about child porn. And so he's celebrating the demise of the place he works for, CP Ontario. Mm. He also has this other tweet. So the good thing to find, whenever I was searching his account, colon and right parenthesis, you can get some good stuff. That's his smiley face. Mm-hmm. Another tweet he quoted, he goes, I don't think men can be lesbians either, although I can understand why they might want to be. Mm-hmm. That's a smile. So
because we like girls.
Yeah.
Oh. I do want to be a lesbian.
I love pussy.
He didn't say that.
No, he didn't.
That'd be cool, though.
Then he had this poll that said, by failing, I don't know how long I can do this Jordan Peterson impression, but by failing to separate the anonymous cowardly troll demons from real people in the comments section at YouTube and other social media platforms are enabling sadistic Machiavellian, because he has to say it like that, he's Canadian, psychopaths and narcissists. That was a poll. 60% disagreed with what he had posted. 39% agreed. So he just gets ratioed there. And that was 150,000 people who participated in that. So
Wow.
I wonder if he's going to like live stream him doing a let's play of his training, you know? Mm-hmm. I'm being held.
Oh, you think he'll do it?
He should.
But he's not even like a psychologist anymore.
I know, yeah.
He doesn't practice. Like, he doesn't have patience, I don't think.
I don't think so, yeah.
He just fucking...
He's a professor. He's a practicing psychologist the same way that Lex Fridman like works at MIT.
yeah, from a
MIT.
janitor's closet.
Yeah. So we have to get into Lex next. You already knew. You knew exactly. You came here. We've got the scoop on Lex. Lex has kind of became the Tom Myers, Ben Shapiro, where we've talked about him so much. I've almost thought about implementing a rule where we should, move away from that crutch. But he just keeps doing outrageous stuff to himself, so he deserves to be dunked on. Lex Fridman is to podcasting what Big Bang Theory is to American TV. A few minutes ago, December 31st, he tweets, "I'm reading a book a week in 2023. Classic sci-fi, nonfiction, or anything people highly recommend. I'll keep adjusting the list. Start on Monday, done by Sunday." We know what a week is.
Does he have a lot of books on there?
He does. He does.
Does he happen to have George Orwell? Because there's no reading list that's complete without, you have to be 40 years old reading George Orwell. Is that on there?
You take this guy as an idiot? That's his first book. He knows that. He knows that. That's why it's his first book on his list. Then he has The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which I don't know anything about that, but that title just sounds so gay. Like, that's a book that if someone had it in high school, they would stack it purposely on top of their binder so people would look at it and go, "Oh, wow, what's that book you have? That's so interesting. You want to go have sex with the hottest girl in school?
Yeah,
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy."
Yeah, that book was for the no friends, as we called them.
Yeah, exactly.
In my high school.
Then he has Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, which is like 20 pages, and The Art of War.
And also,
also
again, these
pages.
are all books you read when you're fucking 13, figuring out life. You know what I mean? Like, they should inform your opinion. But to be 40 and think you're going to extract something out of Art of War.
I know.
Like, oh yeah, this guy's really about to be... Lex, I swear to God, if you're listening to this fucking podcast, just come on already. Okay, we will make you... Not even alpha. We'll make you one better. Sigma. We're the ultimate Sigma males.
True.
Come on.
Couple,
Okay, keep going.
couple other books he has. Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad, which I actually bought last week. And so that one's not even a bad entry. Then he has Where the Red Fern Grows.
What? Wait, is that's what about the dogs,
Yes,
right?
yes.
It's two dogs.
Yes.
They go coon hunting.
Yes, one of them dies because it gets attacked by like a wolf or something. And then the other one is like so sad and depressed it just dies. Which, I mean, if you're a kid, I mean, that would suck.
Why would you spoil it for Lex, dude? Now he's definitely not coming on.
I know, he's not going to read it. I
read that book when I was 10.
I did too. I read it in
Or I was 9 or 10. I don't remember.
like 4th or 5th grade. I remember. And I remember watching the movie too, and I was like, man, that sucks. Like, you have two dogs.
The love of animals is so profound and deep.
The dogs, and like one dog really loved the one that was dead, and then he died. And then it's Tom Segura cuts to him, and he's like, yeah, dude, I don't really know. I didn't have Tom Segura impression lined up ready.
Yeah. So
Next one is Fahrenheit 451. Beyond Good and Evil. Oh my gosh, I'm not even kidding. The last one is The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank.
damn.
So profound when she's masturbating. Or what does she do? She gets her period or something?
Yeah, something about early stage of femininity.
Something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
I thought that book was fucking boring. I don't know when you read that book.
we read it in 6th grade.
Which it's like, because all the action happens after the book.
Right,
So,
exactly. So
Which-
it's like, it's really just an ad for the movie. You know?
Yes.
So
The Way
I
of
think
Water.
You kind of hit it very well when you were saying these are books for kids. And also the problem is like not even reading these books as an adult, but it's like these are the types of books that like losers will read, and they literally think they can like read themselves out of being a loser, but they'll buy these books, they display them on their bookshelf, they'll like post online about how they're reading them. It's like just like surface level crap. I don't know. It's so cringy when anyone mentions or like flexes that they're reading those books. It makes them look so stupid. So the list, as I wrote here, I need to be a little smoother. So that list that he posted, it does one of two things. It either proves that Lex is a mid IQ idiot based on what he's chosen, or if he used some deep learning AI robot that he created and he was able to deduce that his followers and listeners would love all of those books, so he's catering to his listeners are also stupid. So, I mean, it's a lose-lose for him.
Everybody's dumb in this.
Exactly.
Except us.
Except for us. We're the smartest ones. So later that night, he goes, "Happy New Year, everyone. I have a feeling that 2023 is going to be epic, especially on Twitter."
He used the epic word? Oh, man.
And he has the emoji that's like, it's like the...
I hate that.
The
That is
Chinese
such a him fucking
sideways,
emoji.
yeah, the tears coming out of the eye smile. It's an honor to be on
That's someone who doesn't know how to show normal emotion, I think.
Yeah, they're for him. They're for his autism, which
I've never seen him make that face. Let me just put it that way. I've watched every single Lex Fridman video on YouTube, all of his appearances, everything. I haven't missed a sec of Lex, but 2022 Lex, 2023 more sex, as I say.
That's his goal. He hopes when he reads, he'll be able to have it. And he says, "It's an honor to be on this wild ride together with all of you."
Oh.
And then literally the next day he goes, "A bunch of folks mocked me for including basic books in my reading list. I picked many books that I love and I've reread multiple times." So I've read all of these a bunch of times. That's why they're on my reading list.
It's like, wait, so your New Year's goal is you're going to read stuff you've already read.
Yeah.
That you've already extracted the message from, because then again, you're stuck in a double bind there where it's like you either didn't get it the first time and you're retarded, or you're rereading it, you're still stupid because you don't know how to like read anything else. But before you forget, it's just funny to me that like Lex has flipped like the parasocial relationship where we're all like, oh, we're friends with Cumtown. We're friends with, right? We're friends with Stavi, baby. You know, we do that because we're nobodies. Lex is a famous person who is like obsessed with people he doesn't know. Yeah. So he has the parasocial relationship. Damn. I'm just using the word parasocial because this will be the 2023 word of the year. Oh, I'm just predicting.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm calling my shot. There should be fucking money on this. I should be able to bet on word of the year. It's going to be parasocial.
Parasocial. It's going to be Lex Fridman is a So then someone quotes this tweet that he says about people mocking him. Or no, it was his original list. This guy, do you know who Nicholas Taleb is?
Yeah, sure.
He's a famous guy. He's like actually smart. He's like, when I was looking at his Wikipedia, he was put on some lists of like most influential people. That's from Forbes. He was included on a similar list from Bloomberg, and he like wrote some like blog posts for the World Economic Forum. So he's like an evil elite status, like intelligent guy. So he quotes Lex's list and he says, "This is why I've denied going on Lex's podcast over 10 times in the past 3 years." And then Jordan Peterson responds. He comes in, he thinks, you know, his Twitter antics are good enough. He can save the day. He can bail Lex out of this. Jordan says, "I have rarely read a response to good faith requests on his thoughtlessness. At Lex Fridman is an excellent and careful interviewer. And what exactly is it about this reading list that earned your derision?" He spelled that THST. That's why I said it like that. So then this guy responds to Jordan Peterson and he just says, "Peterson, you idiot, stay out of this." And then he ratioed him and Jordan Peterson didn't respond.
Pussy.
So,
dude, only Jordan Peterson could fucking save Lex in that position because Jordan Peterson watches baby movies for fucking a living. Dude, imagine going into that fucking classroom that he doesn't teach anymore, right?
No, there's no way.
And just going in there and having to listen to some fucking schizophrenic 60-year-old guy, or I don't know if he's in his 50s, but just talk about Pinocchio ad nauseum like it's this fucking deep thing. When you really, that's what's so annoying is like all of his messages you could extract with bullet points. You know what I mean? Like I would never buy 12 Rules for Life. Am I going to argue that there's something useful in there or like that there's nothing useful in there? No, but I can read the bullet points and probably get, don't fuck kids wearing or on a skateboard.
Yeah.
Don't fuck kids on a skateboard.
Don't fuck kids on a skateboard.
Do it in their bed.
Well, I did fall for the Jordan Peterson meme back in 2017, and I bought his book when it came out because I was like, didn't be good for me. And a lot of the chapters have like nothing to do with the actual chapter title. So I don't remember what some of them were like. I don't know, like don't be mean to people unless they were mean to you. And then the whole chapter is about like the first job he ever had. And it's like nowhere in the story does it have like, and then there was this guy, Corn Pop, who was very mean to me and I was mean to him.
Yeah.
So, oh gosh. And I included this too. This is, I know we're getting deep into this, but
we are.
I learned of a new like form of people. And it's people who will watch Lex Fridman and watch Jordan Peterson, and then they will take to their own Twitter account and try to like include themselves, pretend as if they're friends with them, as we do, as you were earlier describing.
Yeah.
So this rando, he has like, I don't know how many followers he has, not enough for it to matter. He responds to the guy calling Jordan Peterson an idiot, and he goes, 3 great thinkers. There should be a better way to clear this up. Twitter Spaces. And then the first reply to that is from someone else that says, do you have a brain injury? But I can just imagine some guy just like, now hang on, this is why we have democracy. So what if we vote on it? And it's like, dude, get out of here, you dumb idiot. So then, yes, Lex claims that he's being canceled because of his reading list. And I mean, people continue to like dog on him. You have anything else on Lex? You have anything on reading?
No, I just think people need to learn how to like actually explore their interests better. Like if you actually want to read more, like find a fucking genre, find an author. Just don't fucking go, what are the 50 most popular books in like the Western? And I mean, it's not even that. It's just books for babies. Get away from them. Find something else. Don't fucking let anybody. This is me. I'm now your motivational speaker, not these fucking scumbag Jordan Peterson, incel Lex Fridman. I'm an incel by choice, so I'm just a cell. And we're all made up of cells. No, all right, I'm going to stop before I get on a tangent. No, just find books you fucking like. Don't read books because they're on a list.
I feel like a good indicator that you found a book that you like is if you take it to a public place like your campus or like to work, and you're like, oh, I actually can't read this in public because someone's going to ask me what it is. And then if I have to like try to explain what this is, it's just going to make me look insane. So I'm just not going to. Well,
and I'm going to push back even further on Lex, because I think this book list, not only is it gay, you shouldn't read those books. All of those books have bad things in them, and they're gay. And more importantly, I don't know. I have nowhere else to go with this. Oh, you can move on. Just don't. That is like, to me, the ultimate sign, though. This is my final cap on this. The ultimate sign of a low IQ is just being able to search out the most obvious shit. Like, what about those books? It's just, they're fucking on a list. Fuck you, Lex.
Yeah.
Come on the show, though.
And also, it's like, I've seen some memes, too, where people will post, like, you know, here's like a house that's an illiterate built in like the Middle Ages. And then like today, people can read. Like, I just remember being in school and everyone, or like our teachers would kind of talk about like the older times, and they're like, and they couldn't read. And that's so bad. But the older I get, the more I realize, like, one, most adults like can't read and write. And two, like, why is it so important that they know how to read and write? Like back then, if they could build a house with their hands and like protect their family, they don't need to read.
Yeah.
It's not that important to them. I mean, it would be beneficial, but it's like, yeah, it's just an IQ test, basically. Like these stupid people think that if they just read enough books that it makes them smarter, but it just doesn't. I don't know. It's not the end all be all to flipping your life upside down. But I think people who just like glorify reading are the people who should just be illiterate and shouldn't be reading at all.
Yeah.
They should be the ones in the book factory, like stamping them. They're like, I bet a lot of good stuff in here. I bet there's good stuff in here. I had to press Pinocchio for a year and I read it every day. We had to press a different page.
Damn. If that exists, that would be, if you're out there and you exist, you can be the third mic. Yeah, you can literally be the third mic. That would be fun for a few weeks.
But we're obviously just kidding. Reading is so important. It's the most important skill that you could ever learn.
Yeah.
So I have developed my own list of books that you should read this year. We're going to do a book a month. I said I did that one successfully. I think it's a great place to start. Now, I know, Stephen, you might have some books.
I don't have any books. I don't read. I told you I'm pushing back even harder. I know. I was supposed to come with some books. When I really got to thinking about it, I was like, Steve's going to probably come on this pod and start talking about how much better it is to be illiterate. So there's no way I'm coming with a list of books. But here, let's hear yours.
Okay, I'll have you respond to these.
Okay, yeah. I'll tell you how fucking on a scale of Lex to cool.
Okay.
Where you're at.
So this one's a freebie, actually. So you don't actually have to read this one. It's 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. So this is like passive income, passive intellect. I forgot that you had this book. I have this book too.
No, I have the other one. I have The Laws of Human Nature.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So this is like passive income, but for intelligence. So I've had that book on my shelf for over 4 years now, and I've never read it. But when you see someone else has it on their shelf, you think highly of them. You think they're smart. So like if you're going to the gym every single day and you're worried that people think that you're just like a meathead retard, having that book on your shelf will make everyone think that you're smarter and like working to strategically ask your shift manager for a promotion at Planet Fitness. So good book to have. Don't even need to read it.
Wait, you haven't? Have you read it though?
No, I haven't. Okay. I've actually been meaning to.
Do you know any of the laws? There's a lot of fucking laws of power.
I know.
Man.
So next book, January, Curious George Learns the Alphabet. So I think 1984 is a little too profound. So you have to start off with the basics. So monkey see, monkey do be reading. So reading can be tough. So we're going to start the year off with a simple yet profound book. This clever novella by H.A. and Margaret Ray equips you with the entire alphabet and sends you on your merry way to completing the rest of this year's readings. There are a lot of Curious George books. There's like 5 or 6 of them, but I figured this would be the most essential.
Which one was that?
So I don't know. He just learns the alphabet. I actually haven't read that one.
Oh, okay. That would be fucking hard. I mean, he's a monkey.
I know.
I mean, I'm dying to know what happens.
Like if a monkey can do it, like anyone can. February, we're going to turn things up a little bit. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary. So last month we learned about the letters, but this month we take the tools and we build stuff out of those letters. So the best way to do this is to just read the dictionary all the way through, which I know people are often like turned off by the amount of pages, but it's a very linear story.
Yeah.
But, you know, so you can like start reading it, take a month off, which you shouldn't do because you have to follow this list, but you can take some time off and then jump back into it and you won't forget.
Absolutely love how things start to pick up in the T's. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Yeah, that section is, I don't want to spoil it for you. So now we're on March. We've got 1985 by George Orwell.
Wow.
So the often overlooked sequel to Orwell's masterpiece. 1985 is known for its unique structure because when you try to open up the book, you realize that it's actually just a box. So you open the box and it has some glasses in it. And you put the glasses on and you're like, what's going on? Where's the book? All I see is real life. And then you realize, oh my gosh, we're literally living in 1985. So if that doesn't rock your socks off, I don't know what will.
Yeah.
Maybe next month's, which is What is a Woman by Matt Walsh. Lex, he wants to find love, but there are a lot of new rules out here. The game just isn't the same as when he was 18 years old. You'd find a girl at the bar, you'd go up and talk to her, whatever. But now you need to worry if it's actually a girl. How do you know it's not some freak?
That's true.
Luckily, Matt Walsh, the expert on women and sex, is here to help you identify which is which. Is which in this highly controversial yet brave new book.
I can't believe I'm really going to listen to you read 12 fucking books right now, by the way.
Moving on to July, obvious one here, the Declaration of Independence. Okay, the founding fathers are the authors of the Declaration of Independence.
Great book.
As Saul Goodman famously said, did you know you have rights? The Constitution says you do. Well, you can learn those rights today with the most classical piece of American literature.
Also, earlier you said falsities when you meant falsities, but I didn't want to call you on it.
That's okay.
Don't you dare edit that out, Spyro.
August, here we go. Now we're really picking up. The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. This is an awesome book. Every time I go to Barnes & Noble and Walmart and I see that book in the book section for Walmart and Target, I go, man, that book looks so cool. It's got the F word on it. So pick that book up. Learn to be a certified badass. If the message wasn't clear, then September's reading might be better for you. It is Last Resort by Chris Dorner. So, hey, liberals, don't burn this webpage that this manifesto is on just because there's something in here you don't agree with. Similar to Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Last Straw, our protagonist Chris Dorner has had it up to here with the LAPD, and he decides to take charge and make the change that he wants to see. October, spooky month. We've got George Floyd Creepypastas Volume 1. The product description reads, "Are you tired of reading unbased, scary stories that don't leave you breathless? Fear no more. This collection of 50-plus George Floyd creepypastas will have you covered. Discover some of the universe's deepest secrets as you read through the George Floyd lore." Any comments?
No.
All right, we're almost done here.
Okay.
November, actually, I'm just going to skip that one. And then December is Nothing Lasts Forever. So this is an awesome book by Roderick Thorpe. It's the book that inspired the movie Die Hard. So, which, by the way, did you know that Die Hard's a Christmas movie? It's actually a Christmas movie. The movie takes place on Christmas, which actually makes it a Christmas movie.
Gayest conversation that anybody ever has.
So did I change your mind on reading?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to read any of those fucking books, but yeah.
Not even the dictionary?
No, we should just have a Substack, though. That was... We should have a Substack. Isn't that what all the cool people are doing now? All the renegades?
Do you have to pay for it?
Maybe, but we're going to get paid to pay.
I have a light little, what do you call it? A pivoter.
Okay, let's hear it.
So, the American football player, Damar Hamlin,
oh boy,
who had a heart attack during an NFL game, is still in intensive care from a heart attack and in critical condition, according to his team. Which, real quick, new rule: if you're a Patriots fan and you were tweeting your support for Damar Hamlin, you can leave your jersey at the door. I thought I'd take a crack at some sports humor, and that's
yeah, the guy that just died, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, since I guess that was like news, maybe.
Yeah.
So, did you see this thing about these Idaho murders?
I did. Yeah.
4 people.
4 college students.
Brian Koeburger is the guy's name.
Yeah, the murderer.
So the ultimate guessing game is he Jewish or German? Because he.
I'm gonna say he was in medical school, but
okay.
You know what, Germans can be doctors too.
Yeah, so that's true.
German. Why is he wearing a bulletproof vest and all the press video pictures of him?
Are you serious?
Yeah, I think he is.
Oh, I hadn't seen that. I saw some fucking photo that came out of him driving through Indiana a couple weeks ago when the cops pulled him over.
Yeah. He did the Jeffrey Dahmer, nothing to see here, folks. Just sucking off a dude. But he was killing him. Oh, yeah, he's wearing a bulletproof vest here. What does he think? A cop's going to shoot him?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anything else on this dude?
No, I really didn't have anything. I just want to see if you knew anything about it. There's a bomb cyclone approaching California.
That I have not heard of.
Yeah, bomb cyclone. And I was like, okay, if you don't know what a cyclone is a member of a race of savage one-eyed giants. In the Odyssey, Odysseus escaped death by blinding the Cyclops. Oh, that's Cyclops.
Oh,
well, what's the cyclone then?
I don't know. I thought you said that's what made it the army.
Well, that's a lot less scary.
Yeah.
Knowing that...
But a bomb Cyclops would be like a suicide bomber.
Yeah, Cyclops. I don't know why they chose that word. I just saw a news article and said bomb cyclone. So
this
I don't know,
cyclone's going to be the bomb.
No, the real answer is a cyclone's a small hurricane.
Why not just call it a hurricane if it's a big, tiny hurricane?
Yeah, it's just a hurricane in California.
I honestly, I hate when they do shit like this.
By the way, I'm just setting us up to hear later about this, so you know what I mean?
Okay. Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
And a typhoon's a medium. Yeah, and a typhoon is a medium hurricane. That's the difference. It's just mama bear, daddy bear, and baby bear.
Gotcha.
That's it. That's the only difference.
I hate though, when the news will do stuff like that when they try to come up with their own little terms. I saw one. Maybe did you send it? You might have sent it to me, but it was talking about like man children. So adults were the highest buyers of Legos, which I feel like is a stupid study to begin with, because how many of those adults were buying the Legos for their kids? Anyway, but the news articles kid adulting, they have to call it something like that. And I think the reason why they come up with those stupid slogans half the times is because they can't have it accidentally be used as a slur, because back then that's what slaves used to be called. They called them the N-word. And so it just a news anchor. Well, is it up? Boop.
It's fucking dumb. Do you see this? Tesla driver was charged with trying to kill his family. Let's try that again. Tesla driver charged with trying to kill his family. Let's try that again. Tesla driver charged with trying to kill his family.
From his Tesla?
Yeah. So he fucking drove off a bridge or a cliff or something, and the car was just hanging on off Highway 1. I think it was California or something. But yeah, and then this is why I'll defend this guy for driving off a bridge and trying to kill himself and his family. is the reason that they like were sure that they could arrest him was the driving report that like Tesla sends out. So see, fuck that.
Wow.
You don't want that. I don't want that in my car.
Right.
Like, let the guy kill his family. If he's able to drive off a bridge and he's willing to take himself out,
right,
just let him be.
Let him do it. Yeah. This is the end game of the computer cars not letting you do what you want to do. This guy just had it up to here. What if he said, we're playing the quiet game. Anyone who talks, I will drive off of this highway into the ocean and kill us all. Then one of the kids was like, are we going to McDonald's? And then he was, he's trying to be principled. He's a man of principle. Mm-hmm. Or maybe he was arguing with his wife and the wife was like, why don't you just drive us off a cliff? And then he doesn't know what humor is. What if it was Lex Fridman? And he went, okay, just kidding. He doesn't have a family, doesn't have a wife. It's not him.
He's never even had sex.
So yeah, he's never even kissed a girl. He tried to shake those two chess players' hands when they came in to record the podcast and they like backed away. They're like, no, ew, don't touch me. Did you even work at Google? It's the first thing they said to him.
Does he claim to have worked at Google?
He does, yeah. I guess he worked there for like 6 months.
Damn, we can't get away from this fucking guy.
I know.
He's going to be the main focus. So if this is now a Lex pod, so just...
Steven Lex.
I would do it. Would you not be on a podcast? I mean, honestly, there's the part of it where it's like, of course, we would just take any third person on the mic that's famous because then we would immediately get their whatever. But... I would love to just pretend to be friendly with Lex and then just turn on him. Yeah. And we bully him.
Because he wouldn't expect it. Because you could easily like gain his trust back and just be like, I'm just kidding, Lex. I'm sorry, Lex. I'm sorry. I wasn't spreading positivity and love into the universe. I'm sorry. But anyways, you're an idiot. Sorry we were late to recording. Lex was putting on his 3-piece suit. He couldn't quite get the knot on his tie correctly. But he doesn't know that we have an audio only version of this podcast. He doesn't know that, so he's still shining his shoes over in the corner. You're like, almost done.
You didn't come through on there. You were too far away from the mic. I know, but you didn't come through at all. Okay.
Almost done.
Thank you, Lex. Just take your time with the shoes, buddy.
He's actually trying to figure out how to tie them.
I was talking to my friend Chauncey. Yeah, my friend Chauncey. He's a black engineer who lives in Idaho. And and he's talking to me about the Internet of Things. Do you know about the Internet of Things?
Yes. What is it, like the smart refrigerator and the it's like your light bulb now connects to your phone, so you can turn your light off and on from your phone. You can change the color.
Most of it's stupid as shit. Mm-hmm. I think all of it is. What I don't get is the overlap of like, and this is something I've never been able to figure out. And this is maybe more of a macro topic of just how people who are like on the left are also like pro, like the tech bros. Mm-hmm. But now it's sort of splitting because I think people hate Elon and he's sort of the face of that.
Yeah.
But like when all the people on the left love it, but then like my point of saying all that is that like the Internet of Everything or sorry, the Internet of Things is like if you run out of it's staples and your thing has a commodity sensor built into it and you run out of staplers, it will like just ship it or whatever. Right. Like that kind of stuff just like is like accelerating capitalism. Yeah. So we are into the political foray now. So let's go.
Yeah. And also, well, I feel like the problem with all of those products too is like the shelf life. So you spend $200 on your smart stapler, and at the time you're like, wow, well, dude, it sends notification and mails it right here. Yeah. But then it's like next year we have the iSmart Stapler 2, and now your model actually doesn't accept the new model's staples. They've made a completely different staple, and these staples are actually twice the amount as any regular staples that you can use in a normal stapler. And that I feel like that's actually a good example, because that's pretty much the lay of the land for all of these Internet of Things products. Has someone been banned from their like smart fridge yet? Like, people getting banned from like social media. Like, what if your smart fridge just decides to not open because it's linked to your Twitter account, and it saw that you tweeted some mean things to Lex Fridman, who designed the smart refrigerator? Damn. Oh my gosh, we got to stop. Leave.
We're now
leave out of my brain. We need a Lexorcism. Sorry.
Why did you do that voice? I thought that was a good pun. You don't think my hashtag homolexual. You can find me on any social media. If you look for hashtag homolexual, you'll find me.
I just thought it would be something that a news anchor would report if they were sitting here on the third mic. That's how they'd say it.
Yeah, he was telling me too about like the Toyota production system. I don't know if you know about that. Well, I don't know. Do you know anything about it?
Not really.
Basically,
I know about
basically, they have all the smart sensor stuff there, I think. But they've been doing this forever, so I don't quite get it. But they basically just keep in stock what they need. And then that gives them like more ability to like pivot and stuff. So they don't have to make the same car like 10 years in a row.
Oh.
So somebody can always be working on new designs, and then they don't have to like, I don't fucking get it. It just sounds like bullshit to me, but.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. The only thing I knew about the cars was like earlier last year, so about a year ago, we saw there was like a chip shortage. And so the whole time I can't wrap my head around this, like the computer chip shortage. It's like, well, maybe we should stop turning every single appliance, home appliance and car into an iPad computer toy. Then maybe we wouldn't have like a chip shortage. It's like the amount of whatever you need to make the computer chip, the requirements for that, it's just getting larger as the years go by and we can't even provide for it. So then it's like, every few years, we're just going to run into these hiccups. It's like, oh, the power grid's not working because in this small town, they couldn't keep up because everyone bought all the smart light bulbs for their entire house. And what do we do? I don't know. What are we supposed to do? And so, I mean, I feel like the people who are designing all these products, they have to know on some level, like, oh, this is like so terrible. But they don't really care. Which kind of goes back to the thing you said earlier. It's weird how like leftists don't have a problem with that. Like they're the first to buy and consume anything that like the billionaire class like introduces to the disgusting mass population.
Look, and I'm not one of these fucking crazy people like you who thinks that we should just go back to living in medieval times. I just think we should fucking slow our roll a little bit.
I've been telling you.
But now we're in this shitty middle ground and I hate it. Where like technology is like my phone doesn't work at random times and that shit. Now it's just like they got me by the balls. I'm frustrated all the time because...
Well, I've been trying to tell you that there have been documents from the Middle Ages that suggest that podcasting existed back then. So I'm trying to sell you on living back in the Middle Ages. Yeah, that's the problem with it. I think actually a while ago you said something about like the technology for like consumer products peaked in like the early 2000s or like late 90s. Because the internet back then, it's like it had to load text and images and it could do videos. Now it's like full of swipe gestures and like tracking, like all these apps that like track you in the background. And yeah, it's like you said, you have to update constantly. But every time you update, the product still doesn't work. The only solution is to like learn Linux. That takes time. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't take time. Maybe I'm just too dumb. Maybe I haven't read enough books like 1984 and Hitchhiker's Guide to installing Linux on your MacBook. But I think it's going to continue. There's never going to be a boiling point. Everyone also dreams of this like apocalyptic moment where it's like the world blows up.
Yeah.
But it's never like that. They're always capable of doing enough damage control with just like the media and like, I don't know. I just feel like it just keeps people in this perpetual state. And actually something that I have unironically learned from listening to all these Opie and Anthony archives, we've like been on like a 10 or 15 year like time loop. Like we just repeat the same exact stuff like every 15 years because they're always talking about these comedians like, oh, they talked about cancel culture, but they just called it something different.
Yeah.
And same thing about technology. It's like, oh, I got this new GPS thing. And like back then the problem was it would always route you to the shortest distance. So it wouldn't always tell you to get on the highway, even though that was faster and, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we're just in a time loop and it's just going to keep going. And
dude, and maybe this will become a conspiracy podcast, like our original plan many years ago, but I'm fully bought in on the weather's bullshit. Like I'm convinced now the weather's fucking fake.
That we can control it.
Oh yeah. It's all fake.
Yeah. I haven't done a whole lot. I know there exists like weather manipulation
weird
machines.
Lately. It's like January 1st today.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful outside, even though it's midnight. I mean, we're not actually recording this on New Year's Eve. To fucking
hate to break it to you, bud. How'd they record this on New Year's if it's live right now while I'm listening to it?
Okay, M3gan, that new movie came out. You see with the robot? Have you seen the robot doll or whatever? And it's got a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, which really makes you wonder, is it a great film or is M3gan, giving Siskel and Ebert death threats?
Oh,
They're dead, but
yeah.
I thought it'd be funny to say their
Their
names.
brains have been uploaded. No, not Roger Ebert. He is AI. They've taken his computer. They've taken enough thoughts from his speaking computer. Yeah, he's there.
What was that other movie? What was the other kind of AI-ish movie that came out in the last couple of years? I'm trying to remember who was in it.
They did like a reboot of Chucky. Aubrey Plaza was the mom, and Chucky was like an Amazon Alexa. And so he would like, make all the smart light bulbs pulse and then like turns up the thermostat all the way. The dishwasher starts running. It was something like that.
Yeah, I was thinking of something else, but yeah, I do remember the fucking Chucky. Okay, I don't know if you remember weird field trips growing up, and maybe I should have just asked you that ahead of time, but we had this every year. We had this weird field trip where we would go and see this guy who would play his guitar or whatever. You just sit on a stage, play his guitar for a bunch of schools, and fucking sing about the environment. Did you see this guy at all in your area where you grew up?
We wouldn't go see him, but we would have someone like come and perform.
I wonder if we're thinking of the same guy. I don't want to dox this guy because he's like...
Oh, shoot. Okay, I vaguely knew what you're talking about, but...
You think I was doing a bit?
This might be doxing. No.
Yeah.
What did he have a song about like stinky feet? The stinky feet PU thing?
Could have, but it was mostly environmental. Like it was basically just environmental propaganda. But anyway, so yeah, we would go to this environmental guy every year.
Okay.
His name is Stan. Yeah. And he's like a huge environmental guy. And he just had all these songs. Like there's one like Habitat. You never saw this guy perform? Habitat, have to have a habitat, have to have a habitat to carry on.
That sounds familiar.
This guy wrote some bangers. Habitat, total banger. Mm-hmm. And Deep Inside the Aquifer, that one rules. I don't know why I thought of this guy, but it was just weird that they like sent us off to this like environmental propagandist guy when we were kids. But he was awesome. I'm just going to have to show you some of his videos. We're going to do that. And by the way, huge announcement, whenever we get cameras and whenever we start filming, a new series is coming out, folks. Steven, watch everything together. It's called the Wet Series. Steven going to get wet together. Woo! And we'll watch some Stan. There you go. That's my consolation. I really don't have much to say about him. I can't explain without showing you.
Okay.
Which is like really what could make this show much better.
I see.
We have a mentalist coming on next week.
Okay.
It's National Championship Week. I know you're very invested. Yeah. Who are you rooting for in the big game?
You know, for National Championship Week, I hope that one guy can recover from his heart attack. That's all I've got to say.
That's not it. Yeah, it's TCU and Georgia. So Georgia.
Love it. The country, not the state.
Yeah, I like Georginians. Shout out to Zaza Pachulia. I think he was from Georgia. Okay. So in honor of the national championship game this week, TCU, Oklahoma, by the way, take TCU plus 12 over 63. I'm just giving out some picks here. Mm-hmm. And also FCS championship takes San Diego or South Dakota State. Fuck that, -5. Okay, here's the game. This is called Football's Guy. That's you, because everybody knows you're a huge football guy. Right. So we're going to play a little game here. I'm going to give you 3 names, and one of these names is going to be fake. Okay. We'll do a couple rounds of this. We'll keep the people clamoring for more. Who knows? Maybe this can be a fun recurring segment. Okay. Boom. Number 1. I'm going to read all 3 of them, then you tell me. Okay. Number 1, Bucky Cheeks, defensive lineman for Wisconsin. Number 2, Dude Person for Central Arkansas. And number 3, Parker Titsworth. He is a center for Ohio. So we've got Bucky.
It's not going to be a case.
Cheeks.
It's not going to be a case where it's like all the names are right, but the position's wrong. It's the name, right?
Oh, yeah. One of these people is fake altogether.
Dude Person is my guess.
Is your final guess?
Yeah.
Dude Person is a real person, and he will be on Central Arkansas next year. Bucky Cheeks, that's who I made up.
Oh, okay.
And Parker Titsworth is real. I was hoping you know that. I sent you a snap last week. Okay, we got one more round. General Booty, Oklahoma Sooners quarterback. Rowdy Beers, tight end for Florida International. And Sonar Johnson, a safety for Oregon State. So we've got General Booty, Rowdy
He's
Beers,
real.
and Sonar Johnson.
You said Rowdy Pierce?
Beers. Like an alcoholic beverage.
Sonar Johnson.
That is the fake name. Sonar.
Oh
Could you imagine? Oh, man. But like also the fact that Dude Person he's going to be a freshman next year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like I knew that part. I knew he was going to be a freshman next year. I didn't know he was a football player.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, that was fun.
That was good.
A couple of good rounds. Dude Person, real guy. Here's everybody's favorite segment. Steven tries to make Steve look stupid. Woo. This isn't really going to make you look stupid. This is just a fun fact I learned that probably should have known. Do you know what our Lady Liberty is called? Not Lady Liberty, but our like mascot for United States, the woman mascot.
Oh, shoot. I don't know. She has the blind veil over her eyes, though, right?
I don't know.
Lady Justice? I don't know. Judge Judy?
No, it's like a woman's name. No, it's really not.
Mary.
Okay, Columbia.
Oh.
And when you ever watch Colombian picture movies,
Yeah.
the bitch holding the thing. That's why I said Statue of Liberty. That's
Gotcha.
Colombia. That is our national mascot, or whatever you want to call it, symbol. And the French have Marianne, which I'm sure they say in some stupid way. Okay. That was just a fun fact. I was going to do rock of the week, but I didn't even come up with one. I'm getting into rocks. Minerals.
Yeah. You mean minerals. I know it all too well.
Or minerals.
Yeah.
Did you have rocks as a kid, or did you collect rocks, or did you ever go through a phase where you collected rocks, or even like the polished ones that probably were like not real, but just like painted over?
Had some of those.
Yeah.
Had this one rock. My dad, he went to some country and he had it. It was an uncut gem, he said. No, it was just a rock that when you opened it up, there were like crystals inside, and I thought they were like worth millions of dollars. So I liked that. But I never was like, let's go to the rock store I liked lava rocks a lot. My grandpa at his house had lava rocks, and I was always fascinated by those. I was like, this is real lava.
Wait, what is it? It's just red.
Know.
Is it red, or is it like
They are red.
oh?
Yeah, they might be real lava. I don't know. Maybe you can like heat rocks to a certain temperature and it can give it, you have to wait for the volcano to erupt.
I haven't even got my first rock yet, so I don't know.
Gotcha.
But I don't want to collect rocks, but I just was reading about rocks. I don't know. We'll have a rock of the week next week. What else do you want to get into? I have a beef of the week.
Let's do your beef of the week.
Okay, this is beef of the week, an old segment, but it's being brought back permanently. From now on, I will be doing
year.
beef of the week. Here's my beef of the week. It's fucking hair restoration ads on Instagram. Tired of seeing them. They're making me go bald. I'm already worried about it. I'm not Googling that shit either, so there's no reason for it. You trying to get a good look at the hairline?
I hear you. I am. Because I don't think you are balding. I'm not even saying
Let
this
me
to be
show
nice.
you after the pod what I'm doing, and then I want to see your hairline a little bit.
Okay.
But I don't know. You've always had a high hairline, right? Is that what they call it? High hairline?
I have a weird hairline.
You just have a fucking big forehead.
I know, but
so have I, but I've always had long hair, so it's like...
But it like curves here. And so I worried for a while that I was developing this corner, but I saw someone in my family who had their hair in a ponytail, and I was like, oh, maybe that is just my hairline. I'm not balding. Because they say your mom's dad's hairline is an indicator of what your hairline's going to be like. And he had a good head of hair. So
well, and my mom's dad did the thing that I do, which is just have long hair, and then I don't know him because my grandparents were divorced, so I like don't even know if he like went bald. But I think he just had like the long hair forever. Jeez, dude, my voice is bad today.
But I know someone who's like in our age group, and he's balding, and it is insane. Like it is bad.
No, but I know that I'm not like going super bald, like fast, and I don't even think I ever will. Like I think I probably will just have like a kind of prominent like widow's peak or whatever the fuck you want to call it, like receding hairline.
There was a professor at the school we went to. He had like a hair island. It was like in the kind of towards the back. He lost his hair, but he had a patch of hair land that he would still like grow out and comb. It was odd. At that point, it's like I mean, it didn't look terrible, but it was definitely noticeable. So,
but yeah, that's my beef of the week. I'm tired of seeing it. I don't even know why I'm getting them all the time. Like it's everything. It's fucking hymns. It's what are the other big ones? Like Roman probably has one now. No, not Roman.
I don't know. I don't get any.
What the fuck? Why am I'm not Googling it.
I think when you say that you're concerned that you're going bald, I think that's the magical algorithm. Just
well, okay, but then that's fine. That's a separate issue, I guess. If it's already listening to me enough to where, but what if it's face scanning and it does see that I'm balding, and they're like, or they're just like capitalizing on the fact that I'm clearly like. It is probably just that they can tell that I'm like in a 20s demo, and therefore I must be worried about going bald. I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's my beef of the week. I'm tired of fucking seeing those ads.
But I don't buy it. I don't think you have anything to worry about.
Yeah, maybe.
So, I don't know what I would say though if you were balding and you were like, I'm worried I'm going balding.
See?
So I don't know if I'd
what
be.
the fuck, man? How do I know you're not bullshitting?
But I'm telling you right now,
you'd probably be silent. Like I think you'd be silent. So
I'd be like,
I don't care if I'm bald. I'm like 45. I just don't want to like spend my 30s.
Like already bald. Yeah. Because then at that point, I feel like you do have to just shave it, you know? Because then when you try to grow, like Stavros Halkias, look this guy up. Best hairline I've ever seen, but you wouldn't have known that because
he was bald for so long.
He was bald for so long. He had cancer.
He
finally
for
got
sure.
over.
I don't know. And that's the other thing too. Here's my bigger beef on it in like all seriousness is all the fucking rich people that can just get hair transplants now.
Like Elon Musk?
Yeah. Like, which I was just talking the other day because I was talking about Elon Musk. I was talking to Elon Musk about how much HGH he does, because that's the other thing too, is it's steroids and hair transplants and the normies out there. And I mean, not even really normies, but just like my mom, right? Like just like a random like 50-year-old lady is never going to know. They're just going to be like, oh, they got a great head of hair. And it's not fair. Dave Portnoy, fake fucking hair.
I never knew that.
So he had hair transplant. Wow. He was going bald in the crown though. So I think every celebrity does it, and all of them do it quick. And I know that just even regular celebrities will do it, because like David Dobrik, who's like a nobody basically.
Yeah.
All of his friends like went and got hair transplants, and he hasn't yet, but he will have to because he's going bald. But
he is. I remember when you pointed that out to me and I never noticed it. And then now it's like all I see. And I just, my brain like autocorrects, like if he just had no hair, like just the bald, but he still has like his long.
That's what I started doing to myself, which is how I can't get it out of my head that I'm bald. Now I just see myself as a bald man. Don't use FaceApp. If you want to really scare yourself, use FaceApp, make yourself bald, and then be like, which I thought that was crazy. Do you remember when my friend was over at your apartment that one time? And I was fucking with FaceApp and I was like, yeah, I made you old. Like, you want me to show you it? And he's like, no, like it was freaking him out genuinely. I get it. Now I get it. Now I'm like,
someone sent a Snapchat. There's like an old filter on Snapchat. I remember they took a picture of me and like sent it to a group chat. And when I looked at it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's like, it's creepy the way. Yeah. I totally get it. Totally get it. What's his last name?
yeah. That fucker's dead to me.
Proper shout out.
By the way, that football thing you were making light of earlier, I'm not going to be a hardo about injuries or whatever, but honestly, that was like the craziest thing I've ever seen in a game.
I saw part of it. But,
I mean, he just fucking collapsed.
Yeah.
It was nuts. And then like the fucking NFL like just didn't cancel the game forever.
Yeah.
Like they just left it on delay for like an hour, like 30 minutes at least. Weird. I do like rounding off the show with you being my therapist. You know, last week I'm curling in the fetal position,
right?
Which means one thing. It doesn't mean anything else. So do I need to explain that anymore? Fetal position to you? And then this week I'm bald. So yeah,
it's like Benjamin Button is what's going on here, because babies are bald.
Yeah. You had something else. I'm done. I'm going to do the mentalist next week.
You don't want to take the autism test? Should we do that?
Oh, yeah, we can. I'm just done with my stuff. Are there a bunch of different answers? Are they like yes, no, scale?
It's just it's scale of 1 to 4.
Okay.
Definitely agree. Slightly agree.
So you have 2 tabs open?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
We'll hit it one by one. Okay. Question 1 is, I prefer to do things on my own rather than with others.
So what's the 4 is super autistic and 1 is not at all? Or
1 is super yes. 4 is super no.
Okay, 2 then.
And I am definitely agree. Question 2, I prefer doing things the same way. For instance, my morning routine or trip to the supermarket.
Wait, do it the same way?
Yeah, the same way.
Okay, I mean, no, that's a hard no for me. There's nothing routine.
Hard no, gotcha. Okay. Question 3, I find myself becoming strongly absorbed in something, even obsessional.
No, never.
Yeah, I definitely don't either. No, I said...
We are the opposite on this. You definitely are yes, and I'm definitely no.
I'm very sensitive to noise and will wear earplugs or cover my ears in certain situations. I have literally talked about doing that, so I've got to hit.
They're tricking you.
I know.
I'm a kind of on that, so whatever too. Because I don't like noise either. I can't work. Dude, this isn't good.
Dude, the sound of people, honestly though, like at work, I'll put my headphones on and I have to find something to listen to, because I will hear the person sitting near me like eating or like breathing out their nose, and they're like fat. And so they have all the nose hair and like dried boogers in their nose, and it creates like a whistling tune, and they just don't know. They don't realize it, or they don't care. So if that makes me autistic, then let me aboard the autism train. Am I right?
Well, I'm there with you. I fucking hate listening to people at work, but I don't know. Like, that's what I mean. Like, the fact that some people don't get fazed by that is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Or people don't realize they're doing that shit, like smacking their fucking large family-sized bag of Doritos that they're going to eat in one sitting because they're fat as fuck.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Question 5. Sometimes people say I am being rude, even though I think I'm being polite.
MBTI. Okay. Nah.
Yeah.
No. I know when I'm being an asshole and I know when I'm not.
Yeah, me too.
And I'll go after people. I'll go after people and be aware of it. Come on.
Question 6. I find it easy to imagine what characters from a book might look like.
I find it easy? No,
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess not.
Slightly disagree.
No, I'd go completely. Wait. No, I'd say disagree. I don't know. I don't picture people in books if they're not real, other than if they're described to me. What kind of question is this?
I know.
I just need. That's why questions like
If it's easy.
quizzes like this are bullshit because you know which way they're baiting you, and I just don't know what angle they're trying to take with this question. How are they trying to get me to be autistic on this one?
If it's easy to think of the character, it's because you're always reading, which means you're autistic because you don't have
Lex
friends.
Fridman.
Yeah. But if you don't and it's hard, you're not autistic.
Yeah.
So
Okay. We'll just go fucking 2 on that, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. Question 7. I find it easy to talk in groups of people. I'm going to go slightly disagree.
I'll go 2. I don't know.
Slightly agree. Okay.
Yeah.
I am more interested in finding out about things rather than people.
No, I like people more than I like thinking. I like. Wait, what? How's it worded?
I'm more interested in finding out about things than people.
No, definitely not.
Okay. Question 9. I find numbers, dates, and strings of information fascinating.
No, I don't know. Like, not really.
Slightly disagree. I put slightly agree, but
I slightly disagree.
I put definitely agree for you is the thing. No, I'm kidding. Question 10. I prefer nonfiction books and films to fiction. Nonfiction film, documentary.
Oh my God, this reminds me of our old roommate who just, I actually don't read any fiction.
Yeah.
I don't find it compelling. So what was the question?
I prefer nonfiction books and films to fiction.
Yeah, slightly, I guess.
I would, yeah.
I definitely don't give a fuck about fiction, actually, but
Yeah, I'm not too thrilled about it, but I find it upsetting if my daily routine is upset or changed.
definitely disagree. I don't give a fuck.
It's difficult for me to understand other people's facial expressions and body language.
No, no, I'm not autistic. This is
Yeah.
you're setting me up to definitely be not autistic.
I don't have any problems making small talk with new people.
Okay, yeah, fine. Give me points for autism on that one. I don't like talking to people, new people.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing I also don't like. But, you know, it's like there's a difference between, like, it's not like I cannot talk to them. I'm like, I just don't care. I don't want to talk to them.
What I mean, dude.
Yeah.
I think there are so many people now going in, like the girl I told you I know that's now diagnosed autistic, hashtag actually autistic, where I guarantee you she's like kind of a bitch. She's more like logical, so she didn't get along with people in school. You know, so she just like doesn't have good social skills. She's not autistic. I knew her forever. She's not autistic. So I bet a bunch of people are just getting diagnosed and somebody's going through this fucking
I'm autistic.
checklist.
Woo. I notice very small changes in a person's appearance.
I actually don't. I mean, but again, it's like, what the hair? Oh yeah, you got your hair. Yeah, maybe I notice. I don't know. No, I probably wouldn't.
When I was young, I used to play lots of let's pretend or imaginary games.
Yes, you can sign me up for that one. I was definitely doing that shit.
I like collecting information about things I am interested in.
Yeah.
I like meeting new people. See, it's like if they're interesting, yes. You know?
Yeah,
but it's like, this is my friend, Jerb, or whatever. You know, sometimes someone's name is just like a noise and they're like, what's up? If the first question someone has for me is like, what do you do? It's like, I don't even want to talk to you.
Exactly.
Do not talk to me about work.
Thank you.
Shaisha. So I'll put.
But this is like, again, so there's 2 big issues that I'm noticing. One is people can't self-report on tests like this. You know, it was like, well, it's the same thing with like MBTI, right? When people take personality tests and they're like, I'm so not extroverted, you know, but then it's like, you have to compare yourself to everybody else to know. So it's like, am I a little autistic? Probably, but I'm not autistic compared to people with autism.
Right. So I'll put I put slightly agree for myself.
What was the question again?
I like meeting new people.
Yeah, slightly agree, sure.
People close to me say I talk about the same things repeatedly.
People don't say it to my face, but I know they're thinking it.
So
I don't know.
slightly
I know.
agree?
Wait, see, we should have been answering for each other. Now I get what you're going for.
I don't think you do.
You don't think I'm repetitive? Because that's always what I'm worried about is being repetitive, but I might not.
I don't think so.
I mean, I have like a few topics I go into, but it almost weirdly is like how I pander to people, you know?
But you're not like unaware that you're doing it. You're like, I might be repeating this, but
yeah.
So I'll put slightly disagree. For me,
No, I think that's a strongly then. Again, it's not because I'm falling into the old ways is that I like a few things, but not in a super autistic way. Okay, I'm confident in my what do they call that? What's the new term for when you like have something fucking wrong?
Neurodivergent.
Yeah, I'm comfortable in my non-neurodiversity.
A young adult fiction book.
Yeah.
Have you read Neurodivergent? Yeah, I definitely repeat myself a lot, but I feel like when I'm trying to think something out, I have to repeat it multiple times. And so I'm like conscious that I'm doing it. Here we go again. I find it easy to work out what people are thinking or feeling just by looking at their facial expressions. I mean, like, we don't have Down syndrome.
Well, no, it's just people don't get it. So, and I do.
Yeah.
So sorry, guys. And I'm not discouraging any of you out there from being autistic. If you want to watch Steven, listen to Steven and be autistic, go for it.
New social situations make me feel anxious.
That's anxiety, but fine. A little bit, not tons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I put for myself as well. It's important to me to carefully plan my activities. I'm going to plan any activities I'm going to do. Again, it depends on the activity. I'm putting slightly disagree because like it's good to have a plan and to know that it doesn't, if it doesn't work, like what your backup plan is. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, what do you plan out though? Like, what in a scenario where you have to go to your backup plan? What is something that falls through?
Like going to get something to eat.
Okay, that is planning in an autistic way, I think.
So you think I should put? So what are you putting?
No, I'll put disagree.
Okay. I find it hard to work out what people's intentions are. This is a repeat question. I definitely disagree. I don't know. Well, I'll put slightly disagree. Sometimes I can misread.
No, I strongly disagree.
Okay. I would find it really hard to play imaginary games with children. Definitely disagree. I'm not stupid.
I don't know. I'm not around kids ever.
So you want me to put slightly disagree?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I haven't played imaginary. I guess every day I'm kind of in an imaginary land. So maybe this podcast is kind of make believe, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, we play podcast. I am a good diplomat and can help ease difficult social or work situations. I actually like to think I'm because I'm autistic, I'm good at that. So
no, I think the autistic person would say they're not good at that. And so I'm going to say I slightly disagree. Good at fixing things? That was the...
like if there's like tension at work, but we still need to do what we need to do. Like I don't try to pick sides or like branch out. I'm like, okay, we're going to do this thing. We're going to work on this thing. Like get back on track. Stop.
Okay, fine. I slightly agree.
Okay. I was changing yours real quick. I am often the last person to understand a joke.
The only time I'm not in on the joke is if I'm not in on the joke.
Right. I like doing things spontaneously.
Sure, slightly agree. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to come out as autistic on this quiz.
Let's see. If I'm interrupted doing something, I find it hard to get back on track.
ADHD, but yeah. Which I hate that I even said that because I'm so tired of hearing about everybody's fucking ADHD. But
I notice patterns and things all the time.
I know you're trying to get me, but fine, yes.
Yes.
Trying to get my ass, trying to make me autistic, you son of a bitch.
I have some very strong interests and get upset if I can't pursue them. Oh.
No, not me.
Definitely disagree?
Definitely disagree. Do I have any interests? No.
I can tell.
I'm about to get autistic about this fucking podcast, though. We're about to go off this year.
Last question.
Okay.
I can tell if someone I am talking to is getting bored. Dude, I could tell immediate, like book 2, I knew you were out. So
I was done.
I put definitely agree for me.
I came in with so much energy and you wanted to read a fucking novel about novels.
It was a decent novel.
No, it was good.
But
it needs to be on the Substack.
Do you agree? Slightly agree?
Yeah, I can tell.
Sure.
And I know you can tell.
Yeah, you have a 9 out of 30. 9 is common result.
Okay.
So 13 would be slight tendencies.
And is that what you had?
Sorry, no. 13 to 15 is you're not autistic. So I got 14. No, I've got slight tendencies.
Yeah.
All right. So you are not autistic at all. I have some tendencies, and I've got some chicken tendies in the oven.
Dude,
so
that only proved a few things, and that is that we don't like annoying sounds.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
We don't like annoying sounds, and one of us is a little bit more regimented than the other.
And I also, it's like, I prefer it if the things I plan out go my way. Doesn't everyone like that? I mean, I think the question should be like, I will spaz out and like short circuit if things do not completely go my way. You know what I mean? Like, dang. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I mean? It's like.
Wait, what did you need to be autistic? Like, what was the score you needed? The minimum score? Oh, 13 to 15 was the tendencies?
I think it was 16. So I was at 14 or 15. I was close. I'm close. I'm catching up there.
Okay, I'm done.
Bye-bye.
Bye.